Good morning.
Good morning.
And welcome to Unity Orlando. Our opening statement this morning is, God is my all, I know no fear, since God and love and truth are here. Let's all affirm that together. God is my all, I know no fear, since God and love and truth are here. All right, let's all close our eyes, take a nice deep breath in, and let's affirm that together in the silence. And so it is. And now if you'd like to stand and join us in singing, our joy song is called Rain My Soul. Been holding on to things, stopping my flow. I'm feeling everything when I let go. Letting go of the past and all the things that don't last. It's time we all just let it go. And I feel love. I'm feeling all the love in this place, all love below and above, and all the grace, all comes to those who last. Let's make the space. It's time we all just let it go. And I feel love. Of the past, the future's here at last. Your love is lightning fast when we let go. And I feel love rain my soul. I let love rule my soul.
That was great. That was wonderful. Welcome to all of you at home and the brave, the few, those who came out on this rainy Sunday morning to sit here, talk about social distancing. We're glad you're there at home. I know there's a bunch of you who said, boy, I'd rather stay home and listen to this. You did good. In any case, thank you each for being here and being part of our service. Do we have any visit? No, we don't. I recognize every face out there. Okay. Today is membership orientation following the 11 a.m. service. You can either do it in person, right in here, or online. If you would like to become a member and haven't been a member of another Unity Church, you need to attend the meeting, either in person or online. Membership Sunday is actually next Sunday when we'll be doing the ceremony and taking people in. That's February 20th. So, those of you who are at home, this is a new first for us. If you want to join simply by being online, do we know what's making the loud noise? Okay, if you want to join, please just contact us and be sure you watch the streaming at 12:30. I do think eventually it's going to go up on the website, but okay. Anyway, first time we've taken in new members, I don't know, maybe since COVID. I'm not sure. Yeah, since COVID, so big day. Number 3, feeling the call for deeper spirituality. Perhaps you might want to consider being a prayer chaplain. Prayer chaplains are a very important position in this church. You will pray with people, but you'll also, through COVID, they've been holding the communication for the church because they each month call all the members that they can. They each have their list and so forth. We'll teach you how to pray, what to do, etc., how to handle everything. It says we teach you the basics and walk you into this new phase of your prayer life. Now, if you would all think you're interested, this is a type of sincere and deep service, and it's made for a year at a time, am I correct? So you're committing for 1 year. And those who have joined, sometimes it seemed intimidating in the beginning, and yet every single one of them has commented on what a deep spiritual experience it became for them to serve as a prayer chaplain. So, the informational orientation meeting will be held Sunday, March 6th of this year, following the 11 a.m. service. That's at 12:30 in the sanctuary. Pick up a brochure on the credenza for more information. Okay. Number 4, the food drive continues. You can bring non-perishable food items for our food drive for either Sunday. You can bring them in either Sunday morning or Tuesday from 10 to 3. Or you can contact Curtis Coaxum for a pickup. And if you know someone who does need food, please give Curtis a call. His number's on the website. The Midweek Prayer and Meditation with Reverend Ronnie and Susan Francis is held on Facebook the first and third Wednesday at 4:30. That is this week, by the way. So this week at 4:30, you can tune in for that meditation. Then it goes on the website later and is available so that you can listen in and even catch up if you weren't able to be there. Navigating A Course in Miracles, that class with Reverend Ronnie and Paul Kenney, meets by Zoom each Wednesday evening at 7 p.m. If you're interested in attending, you need to email Ronnie so that she can send you a link. Her email address is on our website. For those of you who keep saying, what is the website? Well, I'm hoping you got there, and that's why you're watching this. But it is unityorlando.org. Anyway, Navigating A Course in Miracles is Wednesday at 7 p.m., and the Unity Orlando Men's Group meets every Wednesday at 4 p.m. outside of Starbucks at Hall Branch and 436 in Winter Park. Just to call to attention anyone who's attending, Meyer Hall is now open following service for coffee and fellowship. Reverend Ronnie is speaking today, as you have probably guessed by now, and her subject is No Greater Love. So we're looking forward to that, but we're not going to invite her up quite yet. It's time for the music department to take over. Turn it over to you.
All right, thank you, Reverend Bob. And this is a song that I usually bring out about this time of year. It's one of my favorite songs I've ever written. I wrote it exactly 20 years ago. And it's called Love Finds Way. I am the wind that blows. I am the one who knows. I am the one who grows when the winds of change blow through my soul. I am the truth alive. I am with all my mind. I am the one with sight when I can see with a bright God light. And I'll remember love will find my way, and my love grows in a loving, tender way. Love soars on angels' wings, and we make the heavens sing with love, with love that finds my soul that shines with love and heart divine. Through bad and all good times, our love of God within us runs. And I'll remember love will find my way, and my love grows in a loving, tender way. Love soars on angels' wings, and we make the heavens sing with love. Fall, the skies grow dark and I lose it all. I know that I'll make it through somehow when I let love find a way. And every time that I have this doubt, this human grasp that I can't throw down, I'll bring this Christ within me out, and I'll let the love, I'll let love find a way. I'll let love find a way. Let's make love find a way. Yeah, love will find a way.
I'm not usually back here where I can see what's going on back there. It's very different with us looking out here when we sing. That's pretty cool. It's just, oh well. I guess you have to be there. I'm a groupie now. Okay. Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome again to Unity Orlando. So good to have you. Those of you that came here, awesome. And those of you that stayed at home, awesome. Glad to have you. So, God is an infinite, eternal vibration of love that resonates through the universe. This is the greatest love there is. The side effects of God's love are divine peace and divine joy. When we can resonate with the love of God, our lives become peaceful, joyful, and magical. So, have you ever been to a theater, a movie theater, where they have state-of-the-art sound system and a spaceship flies across the screen and the sound thunders and the chairs shake and you can feel that vibration in your body? I'm sure you have, because today that's what they like. It's amazing. Everybody in the theater is experiencing that same vibration at the same time. And that's what we call resonance, which is a phenomenon throughout nature. Resonance is the way that the cells of our body communicate with each other all the time. And they can be measured, this resonance can be measured with an EEG, an electroencephalogram. And they've done quite a few studies with this. But it's also able, our bodies are able to communicate with different parts from the brain all the way down to our hands and our feet. It's just amazing when we realize how much communication goes on inside our body that we have no idea, and how it's about the vibration and the resonance of it. And in this way, this resonance also allows for geographically distant and physically unconnected areas, like I said, of the area from the brain and the rest of the body. Resonance also connects people in other ways as well. There was a study done at the Max Planck Society in Germany, and they used EEGs to measure the brain waves of guitar players. I'm not making this up. And they found that when they are playing music together, their brains are in sync. It's almost like they call it a hyper brain. This was actually in Unity magazine. I'm quoting them. If you've ever been in a long-term relationship or know anybody that has, you realize that after a certain amount of time, you can complete each other's sentences. You know each other so well. The resonance has been so important in your life. It's almost like you can read each other's minds or hear their thoughts. That's how close people can be when they've been together this long. And I would venture to say that the resonance that I talked about with the guitar players, where they did that instrument, has its effect up here on Sunday with the whole group, not just the guitar players, but the musicians that sing and play other instruments. That it's like being in a zone. Because when you're playing and singing music together, there's a bond that forms. You breathe together, you make sound together. And those participating that are not in the group, you people that are out there or even at home, you can feel it too, because the music has a way of stirring the soul, and you can feel it. You've probably experienced, even when you're by yourself with music on, with headphones, when a song will come on, you can feel it in your body. You may even be brought to tears from the way that the music affects you. It's quite an experience. Charles Fillmore has this to say about singing. in Jesus Christ Heals, he said, the reason that singing restores harmony to tense nerves is that its vibrations stir them to action, thus making it possible for the ever-waiting healing spirit to get in. Fillmore says that our sense of harmony is restored when we sing. We sing out loud. There's a difference between listening and actually singing. And you can actually feel it in your bones. This feeling opens us up to the natural healing resonance of the universe, which binds us all together as one. Sports teams and other business professional groups function in the same way. Now, I happen to be a big football fan. And the playoffs from a couple of weeks ago were an incredible example of resonance. They were amazing. All 4 of the games that were plays occurred and games were won by sheer determination. And without the resonance of the whole entire team working together, it would not have happened. If you'd have seen the games, you would be so surprised. It's pretty amazing. The resonance or the cohesiveness of the teams or the groups that are participating. It could be study groups. It could be like with the Olympics when certain groups are together, business groups, classes, spiritual groups, even kids playing. The resonance it increases your productivity, your creativity, the amount that you can come up with solutions for problems. It doesn't matter what area that we're talking about because the cohesiveness, the vibration that brings us together, at least for a while, because it isn't a continual thing, gives us a taste of that unity that we're all so desiring in our heart. So I want to tell you a story that happened to me over 20 years ago. I was on the board in this church, and it was a bigger board. We had like 9 people, and in our congregation, we had a woman named Mariana that painted the most amazing silk tapestries and we even hung some up here on the platform for a while. They're beautiful. And for the board, we used to have a day where we'd all get together, and Mariana offered to teach us how to paint some silks. So we said, okay. And so what we had to do, of course, first of all, come up with what we wanted to paint. So someone had a photograph of a picture they had taken of a mountain scene with a river coming through, beautiful colors. It was great. So we decided we were going to use that. This was done before this particular day. And then we were going to paint 5 pieces of silk. 2 were very long and tall, and then the next 2 were going to be a little bit shorter, and then the one in the middle even shorter. So what had to be done before the painting was some of the group outlined all of these, what had to be drawn on each piece of silk to size, so that when the day came, we had to put the papers underneath, and first of all, we had to trace these things. So that was great. It took us a while. We traced all of these silks, and then it was time to paint. And I said, "I'm done. I'm not an artist. I'm not going to paint because I can't do that. I can't." And they said, "Oh, but you will, because this is a group, and we're all going to participate in it." So I took a deep breath. And it was pretty amazing. It was almost like, I'll pretend like this is a paintbrush. It was almost like when we all put our paintbrushes down at the same time, something happened. And everybody was off painting, doing this and doing that all over. Now, 2 of the board members were already artists at the time. The rest of us were just, regular people that were not artists. I don't know how long it took, but it was incredible. It was like we were almost like an out-of-body experience, the cohesiveness of this group. And then just before we were all finished, the ones that were artists finished them all up. And they were beautiful, and we stepped back, and it was a really cool experience. And they used to be hung in Meyer Hall, especially for Rubicon Cafe, but also a lot of times they were just left. But that was an example of the resonance, the cohesiveness of a group, even with one unwilling person at first. But when you get your willingness, and it was amazing. And we could, like I said, we could hardly put into words how that transpired, but it was an incredible example. So why am I telling you these things? Well, let's look at some of the scriptures here. At John 13:34, Jesus said, and this was part of the Last Supper when he knew what was going to be happening, he said, "I give you a new commandment, that you love one another. Just as I have loved you, you should love one another." And then in Matthew 22:37-39, Jesus said, "Love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your might, and with all your mind. This is the greatest and the first commandment. And the second is like to it. Love your neighbor as yourself." So right now I'm going to read you a story. And I'm going to read it because if I tried to tell it, it would lose a lot in the translation. This is a story that we read to the prayer chaplain trainees and chaplains every single year, and it's very powerful. And it says, "Have you ever felt the urge to pray for someone and then said, okay, I'll put you on a prayer list and I'll pray later? Or has someone called you and said, I really need prayer, please pray for me?" So a missionary on furlough told this true story while visiting his home church in Michigan. While serving in a small field hospital in Africa, every 2 weeks, I traveled by bicycle through the jungle to a nearby city for supplies. This was a journey of 2 days and required camping overnight at the halfway point. So he said, on one of my journeys, I arrived in the city where I planned to collect money from a bank, purchase medicine and supplies, and then begin my 2-day journey off to the field hospital. But upon arrival in the city, I observed 2 men fighting, one of whom had been seriously injured. So he said, I treated him for his injuries, and at the same time, I talked to him about the Lord Jesus Christ. I then traveled 2 days, camping overnight, arrived home without incident. 2 weeks later, I repeated my journey. Upon arriving at the city, I was approached by the young man that I had treated. He told me that he had known that I had carried money and medicines. And he said, some friends and I followed you into the jungle, know that you would be camping overnight. We plan to kill you and take your money and drugs. But just as we were about to move into your camp, we saw that you were surrounded by 26 armed guards. And at this I laughed and said, I certainly was all alone out in that jungle campsite. The young man pressed the point, however, and he said, no, sire, I was not the only person to see the guards. My 5 friends also saw them. We all counted them. It was because of those guards that we were afraid and left you alone. So at this point in the sermon, one of the men in the congregation jumped to his feet and interrupted the missionary and asked if he could tell him the exact day that this happened. The missionary told the congregation the date, and the man who interrupted told him this story. He said, on the night of this incident, in Africa. It was morning here, and I was preparing to play golf. And I was about to putt when I felt the urge to pray for you. In fact, the urging of the Lord was so strong that I called men in the church to meet with me here in the sanctuary to pray for you. Would all of those men who met with me on that day please stand up? The missionary wasn't concerned with who they were. He was too busy counting how many men he saw. There were 26. Now, this story is an incredible example of how the Spirit of the Lord moves in mysterious ways. So if you ever hear such prodding, go along with it. Nothing is ever hurt by prayer. So, the connection that we all have as children of God, this spiritual connection, the oneness that we all are, surpasses all the blocks and all the limits that we humans put on it, okay? I've heard so many people say that they're not powerful prayers and they just don't think that they can pray very well. But all of us are important and add our own energy to prayers. And yes, there is more power when there's more than one of us together. If you look in Matthew 18:20, Jesus said, "For where 2 or 3 are gathered together in my name, there am I in the midst of them." So this is why asking for prayer is so important. Many of you call the prayer chaplains. So those of you that already have chaplains will sometimes call us, or you'll call the church or email the church and ask for prayer, or you'll call Silent Unity, which has been around for well over 100 years, or any group that we call and ask for prayer. It is so powerful because the combined effort, the combined energy that more than one person has increases the resonance of all of us. And the added energy is so much more productive. In the March-April edition of Unity Magazine, which I was quoting before too, Dawson Church, who's a PhD, talks about this resonance. He also says that when he meditates every morning, that he spends a few moments before he gets started connecting with the millions of people around the world that are meditating too. Now that number kind of blew me away. There's 1 million people every day meditating. It's pretty cool. But he mentally, spiritually, and with his heart connects with them so that he knows that he gets tuned into that same energy, and together the power is amazing. It said the vibration of all those who gets involved gets magnified and increases the effects of his time spent in meditation. And he said that when he first started this, it took him a while to kind of tune in and to be comfortable with this. And I don't have the study here that I've read in the past, but where there have been wars over in the Mideast, I remember they had like 1,000 people meditating all together for the end of the war, and within a day it ended. I mean, there's so much power, and why we don't use it to that capacity to realize that when we pray each day, when we stop, whether it be morning or evening or whatever, just check in with your heart and connect with whomever will be praying at the time. We don't have to know who. We don't have to know where they are. But in time, as we attune ourselves, we will be able to feel that connection in a bond, like when we're singing together as a group. There's a bond that's formed. Have you ever noticed that it seems so much easier to meditate here in church when someone else is leading the meditation, or when you're listening online, or to a guided meditation than it is in the beginning when you're starting off by yourself? Well, that has a lot to do with this combined heart energy, the resonance that we have here together, the energy, it's built up so powerfully. Now, today we don't have as many as we normally do, but it's not going to matter, because not only will we and you at home be praying and meditating together, but whomever else in the world, we're never alone in that sense. So when you're at home and you take the time to pray and meditate, take a few minutes before you actually get started and try to tune in. We'll do that during our meditation time here, but take a few minutes and just get still and remind yourself that you're not alone, and let your heart reach out to anybody else who's praying at the same time. And to feel this invisible presence of others is helping you connect more, first of all, with each other, but also with spirit. And the feeling of the recognition, shall we say, of the oneness that we are becomes more real. Sometimes we forget, we get lost, we're thinking we're all by ourselves when things happen, but we're never alone. And don't be frustrated when you try to do this at home and you don't feel it. Just imagine it at first. Just imagine it. It's like when Reverend Bob talked about holding himself glowing with light. At first, he just had to imagine it over and over and over, and then pretty soon he was glowing in light. So if it doesn't come easily, then just imagine what you want it to be, what you want it to feel like. We will begin to realize how much alike we are, how much we share with each other, how much easier it's going to be to recognize the God in other people, even those that are really covering it up. Because at the core of who they are, at the truth of who we all are, is the same God essence. So tomorrow is Valentine's Day. And whether you're going to be giving gifts or receiving gifts, spend some quiet time resonating with the love of God within you. And then send it out to everybody you know, family, friends, people that you may work with, people you don't know, people that you care about. That will help us, again, feel that connection. And also spread that love to people who may be alone on Valentine's Day. We've made it such a commercial thing that a lot of people, when they're alone, feel very, very lonely. And just so include them in your circle of love. They'll feel it. They will feel the difference. And when we tap into that eternal, infinite love of God and send it out to others, it can have a profound effect on them that we may never know about. We probably won't. But remember the story of the 26 armed guards that really weren't there physically. The blessings for us are amazing. Sending God's love to others is incredibly powerful, and the more that we practice and send this love out, guess what? It's going to come back, because that's the law. You get what you give, good or bad, and this is good. So let's do a little recap on the things that I mentioned today. First one is putting God, Spirit, first in our daily lives will build our awareness of the resonance or the connection that we have with each other. It's a reminder for if you go into it with the recognition that God is my source, and I'm going to start my day off first with God. Remember, that's the first commandment. Love God with all your heart, all your soul, all your mind, all your strength. Then Then we remember how connected we are, number 2, with everybody else at the deepest level, which is spirit. We are connected. And then somehow, as we keep doing that, the love that we have, of course, for the people that we know that we love, that's pretty easy. But for the ones that we don't know, it's going to change. Our attitudes will gradually start to change towards them. So take time every day when you pray to feel this connection with other people and to share your love with others. Now, the third one is our positive vibration in prayer will have much more effect on others than any outward advice or demands that we may make of other people. Now, we all have things that we want others to do, and we ask, and sometimes it doesn't happen, and if you've asked and it's not happening, especially if go inside and pray about it. Pray for, you don't even have to be specific, but surround that person with light. They know what you've asked. Surround them with light and love. Send them that love and the message that this is what I'd like you to do, and then let it go. Now, if it's 6 months later, you might want to speak up again. And that's a joke. That's not true. But it's so much more powerful. It truly is. And as you are getting more in tune with if this is a partner, they know what you want. And so when you send it to them with your heart after you've asked them, sometimes even without asking them, they get it and they'll do it. And then this Valentine's Day, number 4, spread your love all over the world, connecting with hearts energetically to others, spreading white, beautiful light and energy for all. Now, I'm going to end today with the way that I started this whole talk. God is an infinite, eternal vibration of love that resonates throughout the universe. This is the greatest love that there is. The side effects of God's love are divine peace and divine joy. When we can resonate with the love of God, our lives become more peaceful, more joyful, and magical. So let's take a few moments and turn within to pray and put some of this into practice right now that we've been talking about. So if you will, if you feel comfortable, close your eyes. Take a nice deep breath. There is one presence and one power in the universe. God, the good, omnipotent. One presence. So as we move our attention inward, we can leave the thoughts, the challenges, the difficulties, the fears that maybe we're not good enough to experience this presence of God. Leave them outside and move your attention inward to that heart space within your body. And feel that presence of God. Feel the quiet. If we listen with our inner ears, with our heart, we can feel that presence, that warmth, that call from within. Rest in my love. Rest in my love. And we can, with our inner eyes, see that light of God within us spread throughout our whole body, because our whole body is connected. Every cell and tissue and organ is touched by the other. And so we fill our body up with this light consciously. We fill our body up with this healing, loving presence that is always available, always within us. When we turn, we can activate that love, that presence, that resonance. And so now, take this love that is within you, this fire of God's love, and feel yourself extending it to those people that are here in church, to each other. Not consciously with their names, just let it flow. And to those at home that are watching, we spread that love out there too. And you at home, join us, spreading it out to all of us that are listening, watching, that are here present. Feel that connection that we have as searchers, as lovers of God, as of finders of the truth, of prayers. Feel that connection. And now I urge you to spread it out further in this world to all those people that may be meditating right now, all over the world, praying and meditating. Allow that love within you, which is immeasurable, never ending, overflowing. Connect with all of the rest of those people in this world. Feel that power increase. Feel that love that is growing in energy and vibration. Multiply. And now we will send it out to the whole world. People that may not pray at all, that may not know anything about this, that may be what we might call our enemies in the human sense. Let's send that love out to them, to that part of them within that we can perhaps activate with this resonance of love that we are sending to them, to awaken the God within them. Feel this love just spread over our entire earth. Loving, healing, lifting, purifying, cleansing. We hold that image for a moment, knowing that it is being done. And now, just gradually, easily pull that energy back in to your own body, to your own heart. And know that we can spread this love anytime we want. Wiggle our toes and our fingers a little bit so that we are grounded back here at this time and place, this moment in time. And we say, thank you, God. Thank you. Thank you. Amen. Will the usher come forward now, please? It's now time to take our offering. You at home probably know what to do, but we'll tell you again anyway. You can go online after our service to the Donate Now button on the main page, and you can pay with PayPal or credit card, or you can mail a check in or call the office if you want to arrange regular payments. We are so grateful for you at home, for you here, for keeping us going, for us. I would say we're thriving. We are doing well because of you, and we are so grateful. Thank you. Now, everyone at home and you all here, let's join together in the statement for our offering statement together. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all the good I am and have, all the good I give and receive. Thank you, God. Amen.
Love is the way of my heart to your heart. Love is with me all the way. Love will not forsake you. Love will not mistake you. Love is the answer. Love is the way. Love is today. Love is tomorrow and all week. No one can replace it. No one can mistake it. Love is the answer. Love is the way. I can see a vision of a rainbow of love in this place. I can see a lover's vision glowing in your face. Love is the answer to all unanswered prayer. Love is the answer. Love is the way. I can say it's sunny even when it rains. I can make the sunshine bring out all its lazy rays. I know I can do it. You know there ain't much to it. Love is the answer. Love is the way. I can see a vision of a rainbow of love in this place. I can see a lover's vision glowing in your face. Love is the answer to all unanswered prayer. Love is the answer. Love is the way. Love is the answer. Love is the way. can see a vision of a rainbow of love in this place. I can see a lover's vision glowing in your face. Love is the answer to all unanswered prayer. Love is the answer. Love is the way. Love is the answer. Love is the way. Love is the answer. Love is the way. Love is the way.
That was wonderful. Thank you so much. Perfect, perfect, perfect. They always pick great music to go with the talks. Thank you guys all for being here. Those of you that were brave enough to come out in the rain has stopped now. And those of you that stayed at home, we are grateful for you too. Enjoy your week. We still get some cool weather here this week, so that's awesome. Next Sunday, Reverend Bob's talk is Praying for Others. So that will be awesome too. Remember, Meyer Hall is open till about 1 o'clock, so we'd love to have you. Now we will all stand and together we'll say the prayer for protection. Together. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us, and the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Have a wonderful